In August 2005, a routine passenger flight took off from Cyprus, rising calmly into the bright morning sky. It was supposed to be an ordinary trip across the Mediterranean, just another quiet flight carrying families, tourists, and crew. But only minutes after takeoff, something subtle and deeply dangerous began unfolding inside the aircraft. Something no one on board noticed until it was far too late. This was Helios Airways Flight 522. As the Boeing 737 climbed higher, the pilots heard an alarm. It sounded like an issue with the air conditioning system, a problem they had encountered before. They treated it as a small technical inconvenience. What they didn't know was that the alarm was actually warning them of something far more critical. The cabin was losing oxygen. Slowly, invisibly, the air pressure inside the plane dropped. At first, passengers felt lightheaded. Some felt dizzy. Others experienced a strange calmness, like drifting into a dream. This was hypoxia, the silent danger at high altitude. It doesn't cause panic. It doesn't cause pain. It simply makes you tired, confused, and then gently pulls you into unconsciousness. Within minutes, most of the people on board had quietly passed out. The pilots, thinking the alarm was harmless, never realized what was happening. The aircraft leveled out at 34,000 feet, flying smoothly on autopilot, giving the illusion that everything was perfectly normal. But inside, the cabin had gone completely silent. Air traffic controllers attempted to contact the pilots, but the radio remained quiet. No voices, no movement, just a plane drifting along its programmed path with no one awake to guide it. The Greek Air Force sent fighter jets to investigate. When the jet pilots pulled up beside the seemingly healthy aircraft, they looked inside and froze. The captain's seat was empty. The co-pilot sat slumped forward, unmoving. Behind them, rows of passengers sat in eerie stillness, oxygen masks hanging uselessly from the ceiling. There were no signs of life. Then, something unexpected caught the fighter pilot's eye. A man appeared in the cockpit doorway, wearing a flight attendant's uniform. His name was Andreas Prodromou, a trained flight attendant and a pilot in training. Somehow, against all odds, he had remained conscious longer than everyone else. He stepped into the cockpit and tried to take control of the descending aircraft. He waved desperately to the fighter jets outside, signaling that he was awake and fighting. He attempted to restart the engines, which were running dangerously low on fuel, but there was too little power and too little time. One engine failed, then the other. The plane began its final descent. Andreas battled the controls until the very last moment, alone in a cockpit filled with fading alarms and silence. At 12:04 p.m., the aircraft crashed into a hillside near Grammatico, Greece. All 121 people on board were gone. Investigators later discovered the heartbreaking cause: a single switch left in the wrong position during pre-flight checks. One tiny, overlooked detail that turned a normal flight into one of the strangest, quietest tragedies in aviation history. A plane that flew for hours without a conscious soul on board. A sky filled not with panic, but with silence. And a reminder that sometimes the most chilling stories are the ones where nothing is heard at all.